Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this video presentation. Thank you. In today's video presentation, I'm going to be sharing an article that I wrote and published on Second Chance to Live several days ago. I create video presentations of my articles for individuals who learn better through watching and listening, as I do. To read the article, I'll put my glass back on and bring up the article. I want to thank you for your time. Here's the article. Living with the impact of a brain injury, anger, and resentment. Living with the impact of a brain injury can be frustrating. Living with the impact of a brain injury can open the door to a wide range of emotions. Anger and resentments can be among those feelings. Living with the impact of a brain injury can leave us vulnerable to blaming others and ourselves. In the process of blaming others and ourselves, anger and resentments become the undertow of our souls. Instead of finding freedom, anger and resentments keep us stuck in a cycle of blame. In the process, we become victims of our circumstances. As an individual living with the impact of a brain injury and an invisible disability, I joined in with the chorus of blame for many years. In the process, I unknowingly pushed other people away and felt alienated from myself. In the process, I unknowingly maintained a victim mindset, a mindset that kept me stuck. I did so unknowingly because I did not know any better. I did so because I did not know that I could find freedom through accepting other people, myself, and my circumstances. Finding freedom. What I discovered helped and continues to help me to let go of my anger and resentment. What I discovered helped and continues to help me to find freedom and hope. In July 2015, I wrote the below article, which today I have revised. The article, Resentment and the Power of Forgiveness. Here's the article. Forgiveness is unlocking the door to set someone free and realizing you were the prisoner. And that's by Max Lucado. Last night I attended a support group meeting and the topic of forgiveness was tabled for discussion. I listened to what people shared, and when it came time for me to share, I shared my perspective. In my experience, I have found that resentment stems from unforgiveness, and unforgiveness many times can be traced to expectations that have not been met or fulfilled. In my experience, I've found that I may not even be aware of the reasons for the resentments I hold until a current event reminds me of my resentments. Resentments, unchecked and unresolved, smolder like lava beneath a volcano. Resentments resentments unchecked and unresolved grow like a malignant tumor slowly destroying beneath the surface. Resentments, unchecked and unresolved, come out sideways as the lava unforgiveness through anger oozes out at unpredictable and unexpected times. Resentments, unchecked and unresolved, leave banished souls in their wake, banished from relationships, hopes, and dreams that might have been. Here's several quotes that I like. Resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die, and that's by Carrie Fisher. Bitterness and resentment only hurt one person. It is not the person we're resenting. It's us. Alana Stewart. Another quote. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of harming another. You end up getting burned. Author unknown. And here's a quote that I penned. Resentments leave me stuck, believing that I'm a victim of something that I am powerless to change. The good news is that as I let go of the resentment or resentments. I am able to stop believing that I am a victim over that which I am powerless to change. Good news. But there is good news. I have found that resentments can be checked and resolved through a process. The process involves being honest with myself through taking the time to examine who I am resentful at, the cause of my resentment, how the resentment impacts or impacted my self-esteem, personal relationships, finances, material goods, security, ambitions, and my emotional well-being. Additionally, I also need to examine what my motives were that resulted in or led me to be resentful. What I have found, resentments are often tied to my fear of losing something or not getting something that I want or think I need. The good news is that I can examine my fears as they relate to my resentment so that those fears no longer have to paralyze me. Examining my fear or fears opens the door to a freedom that I never knew existed. By examining my resentments, I am able to examine the expectations that were or are at the root or core of my resentment. By examining my expectations, I am able to recognize what may lead to a future resentment or resentments. Empowerment. Examining my resentments empower my ability to forgive both myself and other people. Examining my resentments help me to grow in awareness. Examining my resentments help me to free up the creative energy that I possess so that I can take action. The action that will empower both my process, my relationships, and my ability to follow my dreams and my destiny. Examining and finding freedom from my anger and resentments empowers my ability to create hope in my life. Working on and finding freedom from my anger, working on and finding freedom from my anger and resentments help me to stop being my enemy. Working on and finding freedom from my anger and resentments help me to stop fighting against myself. Working on and finding freedom from my anger and resentments help me to be at peace with myself and with other people. Examining and finding freedom from my anger and resentments has helped and continues to help me to understand instead of seeking to be understood. And here's a prayer that helps me also. It's called the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to understand as to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, it is in dying to self that we are born to eternal life. This is the end of the video presentation. Again, I want to thank you for your time. Before I go, let me encourage you with this, as I need to remember. Please do not give up on yourself, your process, or a loving God. More will be revealed to you and to me with time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. Bye now.